Hey everybody, Comic Order 410 here. I hit up another sale before Christmas, and I was also fortunate enough to get two really thoughtful packages in the mail from two of my good friends here on YouTube. To start off, my good buddy Tom Ryan had offered to get some books signed for me at a convention he attended in New Jersey near the end of November. So I was very happy to see James Robinson on Tom's guest list, so I sent Tom my copy of Starman #1 that I already had signed down here by Tony Harris, and Tom took it and got it signed by James Robinson. So I'm very happy to have this in my collection. It's my only James Robinson signature, and what a cool book, thanks to you, Tom. Really appreciate that. I was also really stoked to see Jan Duursema on Tom's guest list because I've also never met her, and I really like her work, especially on Warlord. I had trouble narrowing down what books to send him for her to sign, but Tom took my final issue of Warlord, number 133, and got Jan Duursema to sign it. And he also got her to sign my Star Wars Legacy #1 with this beautiful Adam Hughes cover. So hopefully Adam Hughes comes back to Baltimore this year so I can get him to sign it as well. Any of you Star Wars fans who have not read Legacy, it's a great series, and they're not that expensive. I recommend picking them up. Speaking of Adam Hughes, I got a text from Tom, as did my friend Evan Leahy, on the day of his convention, where he showed this variant, and I believe they were priced at $25, and he asked if it was a good deal, and we told him, yeah, that's not a bad price. They normally go for $60 to $70, and I had seen that the dealer had several. So being a huge fan of Alan Moore's Miracle Man, I wanted one because I have the full run of Marvel's remastered reprints of Miracle Man, and I have quite a few of the variants, but I missed out on this Adam Hughes 1 in 25 variant to Miracle Man 12. It's kind of tough to track down in my experience, but since I saw they had more than one copy, I texted Tom back and said, hey, if I PayPal you the $25, could you grab me one of those, please? Tom said, sure. Picked me out a beautiful near mint copy, and thank you so much for that, Tom. What a beautiful cover of Miss Miracle Man. Happy to have that. And out of the kindness of his heart, Tom sent me a couple books extra for free. Sent me an Amazing Spider-Man 376 that he got signed by Mark Bagley. He sent me this copy of Deviate #1. We're both huge fans of Dave Stevens. And Image took this artwork that Dave Stevens had done before he passed away, and they had the great Adam Hughes ink it and turn it into this cover to Deviate #1. So that's a really special cover. Thank you so much for that, Tom. And he sent me this issue of Gold Key Star Trek. I forgot to check the issue number, but I do not have it. So thank you very much, Tom. Really appreciate that. Next up, my good buddy Michael Jocko spent a pretty penny, because I know it's not cheap to ship from Canada, just to send me some free books for Christmas. So really appreciate that, Michael. That was so cool of you. Michael sent me this copy of Captain Canuck #1, and I had to send Michael a text because I wasn't sure who it was signed by. I know I don't have any books signed by these people. He said he'd check and get back to me, but I'm guessing it's probably the writer and or the interior cover artist, but didn't have this book and don't have any signatures, so it's very cool. Thank you. And really dig this cover. He sent me this Pit 14 limited edition variant. Just a beautiful cover, and it's signed by Richard Pace. Very awesome. And Michael sent me DC Star Trek #31. Very cool. Also, Michael was thoughtful enough to send me this X-Men Origins hardcover that collects most of the X-Men Origins one-shots, and that's going to be a good read because the only one I have is Deadpool. So, and I believe I have Wolverine, but this has all the rest, so thank you for sending that to me, Michael. Very thoughtful of both of you, Michael and Tom. If for some reason you guys aren't subbed to Tom and Michael, there's going to be links below to their channel. Please go check them out. They're awesome guys with great collections. Go give them a sub if you haven't, please. Now, I hit up, been spending too much money at sales lately, but one of the nicer shops around here who already has pretty nice prices to begin with. They were having a 60% off sale. So I went there and spent some money. Got this nice copy of Captain America 234 with this beautiful Keith Pollard cover where he fights Daredevil. Grabbed Captain America 251 with this stunning John Byrne cover. Got Captain America 265, guest starring Spidey and Nick Fury, with a cover by one of my favorites, Mike Zeck. Grabbed some Conans really cheap. Some of these were as cheap as like $1.25, $1.50. Got Conan 27. It's kind of rough on the spine, but like I said, for $1.25, you're not going to leave a gorgeous Gil Kane cover like that behind. Conan 29, another Gil Kane stunner. That copy's a lot nicer. Conan 35, more Gil Kane goodness. And couldn't believe this was in there for $1.50. Conan 45, it's a pretty nice copy too. This is one of only 2 covers Neil Adams worked on. And despite what Overstreet says, I believe this was actually penciled by Gil Kane and then inked by Neil Adams. But stunning cover nonetheless. Glad to have it. And, of course, another great Gil Kane cover. This time inked by the great Klaus Janson. Conan number 50. Beautiful stuff. Grabbed some nice copies of Daredevil 179 here, some classic Frank Miller covers. I believe these ended up being between $4 and $8. And Daredevil 182, another great cover. Two that I was missing from Frank Miller's run. Picked up a cheap reader copy of G.I. Joe number 1 because I had gotten my copy slabbed. And it's kind of rough, but that's why I got it, to have a reader, a loose reader. And got a couple more G.I. Joes that I was missing from my run. G.I. Joe number 97. Number 98. 99. 107. And G.I. Joe 125. Did a little work on my X-Men run as well. Got this X-Men 63 with this great Neil Adams and Tom Palmer cover. Has, doesn't even look like a tear. It looks like some rubbing or something up there and some slight creasing up at the top. But again, I want to say this book was $6 or $8. So grab that up. Got a rough copy of X-Men 96. Definitely has some problems, but this was $6. And a really rough copy of X-Men 97. But again, I think this was $2 or $4. So, nice placeholder and reader copy. So I get an upgrade. Got a pretty nice copy here of X-Men 104. Has a tiny crease on the bottom corner there. But this is a classic Dave Cockrum cover and first appearance of the Starjammers. Grabbed a nice copy of X-Men 112, and this is one of the few covers George Perez did on X-Men, and I really love his covers on X-Men, especially the issues with Proteus. Got a near mint copy of X-Men 132, dirt cheap, stunning John Byrne cover, inked by the great Terry Austin, and these were, I believe, like $1.25 a piece. Really love Jim Lee's run on Uncanny X-Men. And this is 257, first Ninja Psylocke. Great cover. And also 258, another stunning Jim Lee, Scott Williams cover. So I was very happy to get my hands on those. Also grabbed Batman 248. Stunning Mike Kaluta cover. Another one of my favorites there. Got Detective 441. This is a pretty nice copy considering you guys know how hard the giant size Marvels and 100-page DC specials and so on. They're hard to find in high grade because of the spines. And this is the first appearance of Harvey Bullock, and in my opinion, one of Jim Aparo's better Batman covers. Don't know who inked that, but that is nice. Was very, very happy to get my hands on this because this is in very nice condition. Just has some slight rubbing down there on the bottom of the spine. But this is Brave and the Bold 59. This is the first Brave and Bold issue with the Batman team-ups. It's where they started. And yet another stunning, stunning Gil Kane cover. I really, really like that cover. So I could not leave that there when I saw the condition it was in. I believe that was like $24 after the discount. Got Amazing Spider-Man 152. Has some slight condition issues up there at the top of the spine. But it was cheap and I was missing that one. Got Amazing Spider-Man 220 with this great Bob Layton Moon Knight cover. Got an upgrade to my Jonah Hex number 9, and I will buy this cover whenever I see it reasonably anyway, because it's, I think this is the only cover Bernie Wrightson did on Jonah Hex, but great cover nonetheless. Grabbed a couple other Jonah Hexes I was missing from my run, issue 37 and issue 39, both with Tony DeZuniga covers, who did a huge, huge amount of work on Jonah Hex. Found 2 Deadpools cheap that I was missing from my Volume 1 run. I stepped off of working on my Deadpool Volume 1 about a year ago. Not quite, but around the time the movie was coming out, all the Deadpool back issues were so expensive around here, it just didn't make sense to me. So back onto trying to finish that run. That's 31 and Deadpool 39. Was happy to find this cheap. This is Gladstone's Walt Disney Christmas Parade number 1 from 1988 with this absolutely amazing painted Carl Barks cover. So I got to read this on Christmas, and that cover's worth the price of admission alone. So found a Teen Titans Annual number 1 with this great, great painted cover by George Perez. It was $1. Can't argue with that. And also got, for less than cover price, this Secret Origins special with yet again another amazing cover. This one's by Brian Bolin, and I've always loved this cover since I saw it on the rack, so bought a double of that. Grabbed a few variants at this sale as well. Some of these were as cheap as, $5 price on them, which, that would make them less than $2.50 under cover price, so that's always nice. Got this Deadpool variant to Avengers 36. Got this beautiful Mark Brooks variant to Deadpool 29, and as you can see by the Watcher's face, this was during the original Sin storyline. Got this Mike Perkins Deadpool variant to Inhuman number 7 with the Jay Lee number 1 cover swipe. Got the Simone Bianchi variant to Amazing Spider-Man 16.1. Got this Wizard World Philly VIP exclusive variant to Invincible Iron Man number 1, this beautiful Joe Quesada sketch cover. Got another copy of this because, again, it was $2 or $2.50, the Death of Wolverine number 1 variant. And picked up at a different shop, one of my other favorite shops here locally, the Cards, Comics, and Collectibles exclusive Frank Cho variant to Star Wars number 1. I've bought a couple of these, but they're good trade bait. People keep asking me for them, so I picked up another one. Beautiful Frank Cho cover there. And last but not least, sorry this is running so long, but did some good work on my Marvel Bronze Age horror runs, got Monster of Frankenstein nearly completed now. I already had number 1. Got a number 2. It has some problems, but this was nice and cheap. Got number 3. Stunning, stunning Mike Ploog cover there. Pretty nice copy as well. Already had number 4. Grabbed number 5. Number 6. Number 7. Some great covers here. Number 8 has a small fox ear down here, but has a 1973 date stamp on it. I've been looking for the crossovers with Tomb of Dracula and with Werewolf by Night and Tomb of Dracula, so I was happy to get that. And also got number 9, stunning cover, and you can probably Google it. Art Adams did an amazing recreation of this cover. It's just beautiful. So I was happy to find that. I think that was like $6 or $8. Frankenstein number 10. Number 18. Had to get this. I'll have to look up who it was that worked on it, but Bernie Wrightson at least inked this cover. You can just tell by looking at their faces. Beautiful, beautiful cover here with the Master of Horror. I think it might have been Val Merrick and Bernie Wrightson on inks, but could not leave that there. What a stunning cover. Also grabbed Werewolf by Night 15. Another amazing Mike Ploog cover. Classic stuff. He's so underrated. Got a nice copy of that, and I'm glad to. And Werewolf by Night 19. Another crossover with Dracula. Awesome stuff. And to close it out, did some more work on my Astonishing Tales. I think I might even be totally done my Deathlock run. If not, I only need an issue or two. Got Astonishing Tales 28. Number 30. I believe these are all Rich Buckler on the cover. Number 31. No, that's Ed Hannigan, sorry. And Astonishing Tales number 33. So, had a great time at this sale. I hope everyone had a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Merry Festivus, Happy Kwanzaa, all that. I know I did, in part thanks to Tom Ryan and Michael Jocko, so thank you guys again. Those packages arrived right before Christmas, so I waited to Christmas Eve to open them, and you helped me have a Merry Christmas. So everyone, I always appreciate your time. Thank you for stopping by. Take care of yourselves and enjoy your comic books.